Oh, here I am. Episode 100. This is episode 100. There's no fanfare, no nothing, unfortunately. No fireworks or anything like that. There might be if the channel were bigger, but the channel's not bigger, so we'll have to wait for episode 200, episode 1000, whatever it takes. I'm here. I'm just going to be here. I'm just going to keep coming. You don't like it? Too bad. It's been basically 2 years. Maybe just over. I don't know. I have to look at when we started the channel. I say we because there was a we, and now it's a me. What's up, Joe? There you are. Yeah. What are you saying here? Oh, okay. Don't worry, man. You're at work? That's fine. It's good to see you, buddy. Yeah, you have not been here. You've not been here for 100 episodes. You liar. You're a liar. You showed up midway through, buddy. I don't even know. I'd have to look back to see when you were here first. I'm going to say you showed up. You've been here with me for pretty much a year, I think. I think you beat, did you beat Tyler leaving? I don't know. I'm not sure if you were here before Tyler made his departure. Gizzo was probably one of the first. Gizzo was here. There was a few others that have come and gone that were kind of regulars. But you're my mainstay, buddy. You've been here. You've been with me. You've been in the grind with me. I feel like you've been with me since I've been by myself. So good on you, man. Thanks for being around. Oh yeah. It was the Vivek thing. So that would have been, or Vivek, whatever you want to say. Yeah, that would have been, I think maybe March, or I don't know when the first time I have to look back when the first time I talked about Vivek. Yeah, sad news about him, eh? I guess, what are you gonna do? But I was hoping he'd be around a little longer than that. Is it? No, really? It kind of feels like longer than August. I don't know, man. Whatever. If anybody asks, I'm gonna lie and tell them that you've been here forever, the whole time. I'm just gonna. That's between you and I, and whoever else watches this podcast right now. Nobody, just us. Okay, yeah. But hey, it's 100, man. I don't care. I made it to 100 episodes. Sometimes I didn't want to do it. Some weeks I really didn't want to bother. There's a little bit of prep that goes into it. And sometimes I'd just rather play a video game or do something else. Right now it's Baldur's Gate 3. That's what I want to play. You're just lucky that I'm not playing that and just sitting here with you. But yeah. Yeah, I think he might be VP. Let's not talk about that yet though. We'll talk about it after when we get to that segment. Don't get all my talking points out before I get to them. Yeah, good. Got a interesting little show to talk about a few things. Gonna obviously talk about the DeSantis dropout and the Vivek dropout of the presidential race. Now it's down to one former president and a I don't know, whatever, a fake shill of the establishment. Maybe that's what we could call her, I guess. But she'll be out soon anyway. She's just, I don't know why she's there. She should have just dropped out with the other boys, because it's obviously a one show on the one side. It's gonna be Trump all the way. But yeah, we'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about the Sean Strickland UFC fight and also some of the stuff that he was saying. I agree with some of it. Some of it, I mean, it's like hearing an old person talk about the way things were back in the day, and they're crass and they're a little bit, you're like, oh, when they're saying it. That was a little bit about like how he was talking, but couldn't disagree with, some of his things he was talking about with, some things that gone on here in Canada with Trudeau and all that, truckers and things like that. But we'll talk about that. We'll talk about Strickland and his fight loss, unfortunately. I just blew it, if you didn't know. Also, I'm going to talk about Dana White coming to, not even coming to Strickland's defense, but coming to the defense of free speech, which is awesome. Dana White is, in my opinion, a top-notch CEO of a company. Like, realistically, I'd love to work for a guy like that if I had to work for somebody. Unfortunately, I don't really. But yeah, that would be the kind of guy. And so we'll talk about that. Also, Jerry Seinfeld. There's a little viral clip going around. There was a BuzzFeed interview where he kind of tried to I don't know what he was trying. I don't know what they try to do now. They're trying to get soundbite clips like they got, where they asked him about the idea that most of the guests on his show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, are white men. And his response is classic. Love it. So we'll play that video and then we'll just talk about that. Also, The Shift. If you know what Angel Studios, that it's the small studio that brought that movie about child trafficking. I forget what the name of it is. But anyways, they have a new movie out now called The Shift. I've watched it. I'm going to review it, talk about it a little bit. It's kind of bringing I think Angel Studios, what they're doing is they're kind of bringing bringing cool back to religion, which is really interesting. It's the way they do it. They're making it very palpable for people to watch it. Because a lot of people would have a hard time watching something that was religious or God related or anything like that in a movie. But the way they do it, it's just, it doesn't feel preachy, yet there's a preachy end to it. So interesting way they've done it. So we'll talk about that. Also, I'm going to talk about the sort of new trend. It's not even a new trend, but the trend that's getting worse and worse and worse, it seems, over the years, of attempts to go viral. People's attempts to go viral on TikTok and where else they do these little, like the Tide Pod challenge, things like that. This whole new one that I want to kind of go over. It's not so new. It's about a half year old now, I guess, of where people are acting like NPCs, like non-player characters on live streams, and people are giving them gifts and then like ice cream or something, like ice cream, this kind of thing. So I'm going to talk about that and just we'll make fun of it, essentially. Yeah, so that's where we're at now. If you are watching or you do catch this podcast and you like this podcast, do like it with the thumbs up thing. Do share it because that helps it get around. And subscribe, obviously, if you haven't subscribed yet. So do that. Got to say all the things. I'll move this way and show you. There's my subscribe button back there that I've drawn a long time ago. Do that. So do that. All right. Sound of Freedom. Thanks, buddy. That's what it is. Sound of Freedom. Saw that in the theaters as well. And they're doing actually a really cool thing, Angel Studios, where they do a thing at the end of the movie where it makes you watch. It says there's a message coming from whatever actor it is that's starring in the movie. And then they'll do that thing where they ask you to share it or buy a ticket for someone else. So you pre-buy it and then they give the ticket to someone. I think it's really cool, actually. It's a good way of marketing. It's a nice way of marketing. It's taking that whole pay it forward thing. So anyways, we'll talk about that. I'm blowing it right now, but we'll talk about that anyways. All right. So yeah, without further ado, let me get to this first thing here. Let me pull it up here. All right. Whoop. So bye-bye DeSantis. Sorry about your luck, buddy. You didn't run a good campaign, so you're gone. It seemed like from the start it was going to be this guy's campaign. Like it was going to be him. At least to me. He seemed like a more reformed Trump. He seemed a little bit more, like he had all the Trumpisms as far as all the good ideas, but without the bluster. And I thought that people were going to want that. I thought it was going to be one of these things where he would just kind of either run away with it or he would get just get the edge, right? But he could not. I don't know. He just kept shooting himself in the foot all the way through, it seems. I'm going to read this article here. This is the Washington Post. So, sorry, I threw up a little in my mouth there. But let's see what they say. So Ron DeSantis ends presidential campaign and endorses Trump, which is cool. It's cool that he endorsed Trump. Him and Vivek. When Vivek got out of the campaign, he also endorsed Trump, which is nice. Vivek was no surprise, but DeSantis is kind of a surprise. So, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis on Sunday ended his once promising presidential campaign, which steadily deflated as he struggled to connect with voters and persuade Republicans to swap Donald Trump for a younger, more disciplined champion of his ideas. As he departed the contest, DeSantis endorsed Trump, who had relentlessly attacked the Florida governor with demeaning nicknames and charges that he was disloyal. His exit came just 2 days before voting in New Hampshire's primary, where Trump appears to be closing in on another victory that would underscore his unrivaled grip on the GOP. DeSantis, 45, had seemed to many Republicans like the most viable challenger to Trump after the 2022 midterms when the governor won re-election by a landslide. But he started to lose ground in polling even before his official campaign launch in May via a glitchy live chat that neatly embodied the way his grand plans were going awry. Basically, I think what happened for him was he had a bad campaign manager, bad team, whatever it was. They were just doing all the wrong things. You could scream that it might have been sabotage. It could have been a number of things in there. I kind of thought that myself early on. It just seems so bad that it could have been sabotage, but who knows? It's clear to me that a majority of Republican primary voters want to give Donald Trump another chance, DeSantis said in a video message he posted Sunday afternoon on the social media site X, formerly known as Twitter. They watched his presidency get stymied by relentless resistance, and they see Democrats using lawfare to this day to attack him. Okay, that's a fair statement. At least you can see that DeSantis kind of, he's not being sore about it, and that, at least not in that statement anyway. He acknowledged disagreements with Trump. He spent the past year effectively calling Trump self-absorbed and ineffective, but suggested Trump's remaining GOP rival, Nikki Haley, was worse. We can't go back to the old Republican Guard of yesteryear, a repackaged form of warmed-over corporatism that Nikki Haley represents, DeSantis said. See, and that's what gives me some real faith in maybe a future run of somebody like DeSantis, that he's able to say these kinds of things, because, that's not what. Okay, how do I frame this? That's not the appearance of somebody that's sold out anyway, or that is part of the system when he's saying things like that. People have kind of accused him, or they think there's a chance that he might kind of have been implanted, or he was the implant from the overlords, we'll say. But I think it's more likely that Nikki Haley would be that. So it's good to see DeSantis say that too. Even before DeSantis dropped out, Haley had emerged as the most viable challenger to Trump, pulling closer to him in New Hampshire, where independents and moderate Republicans have given her a particular boost. But it's not clear that she can pull off an upset, and she faces a tough road ahead. On Sunday, she said DeSantis ran a great race and has been a good governor. Okay. I do like when they show some class in defeat or win, in this case. Having said that, it's now one fella and one lady left, said Haley, a former UN ambassador and former South Carolina governor. Trump's campaign said in a statement it was honored by DeSantis' endorsement and said it is now time for all Republicans to rally behind President Trump against Biden. Okay, so that's about all I need to read of that. Not so bad. I'm going to give the Washington Post some credit there. That's not the worst article I've ever read by them. So clap, Washington Post. Thank you for attempting to report without throwing a bunch of your own bullshit in there. So that read okay. That could have been anybody. That didn't have to necessarily be the Washington Post. So yeah, unfortunately, if you were a DeSantis fan, unfortunately, DeSantis is gone. Vivek is gone, which that one hurt me a little bit more. But we had to know that was going to happen, both as it was. And now it's down to a former president who surprised a lot of people, despite his big mouth, which I love, by the way. I don't care. I'm a big fan. I like when he says shit that he shouldn't say. It's maybe not presidential, but I still think it's hilarious, and I love hilarity. So, and a corporate shill that is probably being puppeted by all of her overlord masters. So she'll be gone soon enough. So yeah, I agree with you. Unfortunately, I like Ron DeSantis because I liked him as a governor, but yeah, he's basically a wet noodle. There's not much to him as far as charisma or personality, and I think people kind of saw that. So, and yeah, Nikki Haley is awful. And how about them Detroit Lions, huh? I'm not a Detroit fan, but my buddy is, my best friend is, and I watched the game and I was impressed. And then I was sorely let down by the following game, with my team, the Buffalo Bills. So, who just decided to lose again. I don't get it. It's just frustrating. It was one big pass that could have been the difference. And actually, it's funny because I had a bet, with including it. I had a parlay including, what's his face? Oh God, I'm drawing a blank on his name. With a Buffalo wide receiver getting over, I think it was over 70 yards or whatever. I forget whatever his name is. The number 14. I'm drawing a blank, but he dropped that pass. It looked like he should have had that, and that might have been a difference, but I don't know. Who knows? Chances are, what would have happened? They would have scored a little too early. There would have been a minute 30 left, and they would have played the prevent defense, which prevents nothing except for the other team getting down and being able to score. So that's probably what would have happened anyway. Either way, same result. My feelings would have been hurt, and my team would have been gone. Like every year, I'm getting used to it. And it's always KC. Fuck you, KC. That's all I gotta say. Now with Tay and Travis Kelce, and now Travis Kelce's brother, Jason Kelce, it's the Gong Show at this point now. It's the KC Gong Show, and I have to be a party to it because unfortunately they're the Goliath or the Davids, I guess, to my Bill Goliaths, even though that's not really a good whatever. You know what I mean? They're beating my Bills all the time, and so I have to just take it on the chin. Awful. All right. Well, let me get on to the next one here. Talk about this Strickland baloney. Yeah, I do blame Tay-Tay. Keep showing that fucking. Just keep showing her all the time. Ugh. It's so irritating. It's aggravating to me. It's so contrived. I hate that. Oh, look what she's doing. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh. Shut up. Maybe the NFL's trying to get a 14 through 16 girl demographic. I don't know what they're doing, but whatever. Anyways, all right. That's enough of that. So if you watched the fights over the weekend, you would have seen Sean Strickland, unfortunately, lose his title to Duplessis. And I didn't watch it, straight up. I was busy. Or I don't know. Yeah, I was. I was busy. But not busy enough that I couldn't watch it, I guess. But I didn't watch it. But I did watch some of the highlights and caught myself up. And apparently it was a fairly close fight. There was a headbutt that could have been the difference. I don't know. And then Duplessis was more, he was more on the takedown. Sean Strickland had more strikes, significant strikes, I should say. So whatever. I mean, what I don't like about that is you're leaving this to judges, right? When you leave it to judges, is like, if you watched, so for example, back in the day, I'm a huge GSP fan, but GSP, when he fought, God, what was his name? Farmer dude. Anyways, he got his fucking lights beat in. GSP looked beat up, and he wasn't able to do what GSP does, and he still won the fight. And they said, well, in order to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. Well, in this case, I would think the same thing then. If you're going to use that, then, I don't think Sean Strickland was beat. But anyways, that's just my opinion. So I'm going to read, hold on. I'm going to read this article here. This is MMA Knockout. Just a little bit of something about Strickland. And, obviously we know that Strickland got into, if you're watching this, you probably know. Strickland got into a little bit of hot water over some of his comments. He was saying about like wokeness and LGBT and all this stuff. He had some things to say, so he's kind of been ranting off a little bit about that. But anyways, I'll read this article here. This is MMA Knockout. It says Sean Strickland receives backlash from UFC champion for shocking rants. One UFC champion has responded to Sean Strickland over his harsh pre-UFC 297 comments. Strickland fought Duplessis in the main event in UFC 297 on Saturday night. It was a highly competitive title fight that went the distance. In the end, 2 of 3 judges scored the fight for Duplessis, awarding him the split decision win in the UFC middleweight championship. While Strickland was lauded for his efforts, one current title holder hasn't forgotten about his controversial comments pre-event. Okay, so Here, before I even get there, take a guess who it might be. You think it's a man? You think it's a woman? Woman. Raquel Pennington also competed in a title fight in UFC 297, defeating Mayra Bueno Silva to capture the UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship. Prior to the UFC 297 event, Strickland got into a verbal spat with MMA reporter Alexander K. Lee over past comments on the LGBT community. I guess no Q in there. Over UFC, both UFC CEO Dana White and Sean Strickland felt the reporter was baiting. Strickland went off on the media member, claiming he was pushing an agenda that he said he didn't want his kids to be taught about sexual preference. Now, and see, that's what's funny about it to me. I don't know how that is a controversial thing. I wouldn't want my kids being taught about sexual preference either. Just let them be kids. Just, how about we just wait and let them figure that shit out? We get the internet and stuff. You're going to teach them. What are you going to teach them? Like, you're basically indoctrinating them. So just let them figure out what they're going to figure out and leave it the heck out. Like, let them, I don't know. I don't know any kids that are just all about that shit unless they're being told to be all about that shit. So anyways, Pennington, who is openly lesbian, responded to Strickland's rants during an interview with Sportsnet's Aaron Bronsteter. Honestly, oh God. I love when they got to quote exactly. How about you just take the likes out, but whatever. Honestly, for people that it hurts my heart to pass so much judgment, Pennington said. Smart statement. At the end of the day, the things he says doesn't impact my life, and it's never going to impact my life. It's not going to change what I'm doing and how happy I am and how full my heart is. But things that are said like that and the judgment that's passed, it really impacts people. Stuff like that is not okay. I honestly ignored all the noise this week, so it was just outside distractions. I heard about it just because I was doing so much media. Other than that, it is what it is. Okay. Well, I mean, that's how you should take it. Just who gives a shit? Like, whatever. People have opinions. Who cares? Strickland had also trashed Pennington's co-main event fight with Silva prior to the show. He told reporters that it almost seemed like the UFC needed to satisfy a quota in booking the championship bout. That's kind of nasty. I was never, okay, so I'll just sidebar here. I was never really a fan to begin with women's fighting, but I had to eat my hat on that one because honestly, if you watch women fight, they're good. They're really good. They're really good. They're really good fighters. It's very entertaining, but I still have an ick factor. I don't like watching women punch each other out and stuff. I don't like to see women bleeding, but that's just the male, whatever, protector, chauvinist in me that's coming out there. But if they want to do it, go nuts. Sometimes I just don't particularly want to watch, especially when it's it's fairly bloody or that kind of thing. But it's very good. Like, I got to give them credit. They are the talent pool in the female fighting sphere has grown so much more than the men's because it started so much less. It's almost like watching, it's like watching the inception of a sport and watching it grow before your eyes, right? So anyways, but okay. So Raquel revealed that Dana White even checked on her to see how she was handling the situation prior to the final UFC 297 pre-fight press conference. Whatever, who cares? So anyways, so that's it for that article. Good enough. Sean Strickland, yeah, you know what? He's one of those kind of guys that's not really going to mince words, it's kind of like Trump. Like we were just talking about Trump. Same type of thing. He's just going to say how it is. But I don't think he has a lot of like hatred in him about it. I just think there's like that old sort of style conservative in him that's coming out and saying, look, I just don't want any of that shit. Don't push that shit on me. And, he's probably very, don't tread on me kind of guy, right? Like, so I feel for him because I feel kind of the same way. I don't need to know what your sexual preference is. I don't give a shit. If you're gay, straight, you like tulips, I don't fucking care. Whatever. Do your thing. I don't think it should just be in like everything we talk about. Before we have a conversation. Let's talk about our pronouns and shit. Oh, fuck up. But we just talk. Whatever. Anyways, okay. So sorry, Strickland, that you lost the belt. And but it was still funny with all the stuff he said. Yeah, I agree. He did get robbed a little. And I think he got robbed just because, like I said, if you want to beat the champ, you got to beat the champ. You can't just like edge it out against the champ. And that headbutt definitely fucked him up. Like, you can't take a headbutt like that, get a split, and then blood's running down your face like crazy, and you're gonna be normal. You're constantly thinking about it. You're like, now you gotta, worry about if he's gonna split you open worse, and the doctor's gonna stop the fight. There's all kinds of things going on like that. It would screw with the mental game of the fight. So yeah. Dana White. I always agree with Dana White. Straight up. I don't know why. Even if before I know what Dana White says, I'm like, and I'll find out after. I'm like, yeah, oh shit, that's how I saw it too. So I don't know. I don't know if it's we think alike or I'm just right all the time. I don't know. Could be both. I'm just kidding. Good thing that one's not on a recorded one that I'm gonna play over again. You have to watch the whole live broadcast over to see me say that shit. So when I get real famous, somebody's gonna pull that as a sound clip and be like, "Oh, he's a piece of shit." All right, let me get on the next thing here, which is oddly enough, our friend Mr. Dana White. So Dana White, I love the guy, but he's an absolutist. He's a free speech absolutist, and here he is. I'm gonna play this clip here. This is just about a minute, a little over a minute, of him at the presser after the last event, the 297 UFC 297 after the Strickland fight, and this is him talking. This was a reporter asking the dumbest question you're gonna ever ask someone like Dana White, because he just smashes him on it, and it's kind of hilarious. So here we go. Let me just play this.
Dana, I just want to go back. You were talking about, like, you obviously give a long leash to your fighters about, what they can say when they are up there with a UFC microphone, and you are getting into territory of homophobia, transphobia. Like, is there...
I don't give anybody a leash.
Yep.
Well, I'm saying you...
A leash?
I'm like...
Free speech. I control what people say. Going to tell people what to believe. Going to tell people... I don't fucking tell any other human being what to say, what to think, and there's no leashes on any of them. What is your question?
I was asking that question. I'll move on, though.
Yeah, probably a good idea. That's ridiculous to say I give somebody a leash. Free speech, brother. People can say whatever they want, and they can believe whatever they want. And I don't think there's any... We had two gay women who fought in the co-main event. They sat on the stage with Sean Strickland. They could give a shit what Sean Strickland thinks, or what he says, or what his beliefs are, or what his opinions are. You know what I mean? Go ahead. What do you got?
I love that. Go ahead. What do you got? just smashes him on that. I think that reporter kind of realized that, oops, I stepped into it. This was maybe the wrong type of question to ask Dana White, because he's not going to, for one, you're not going to get him on a gotcha question. He's just not the kind of guy that you can get him on a gotcha, because you only get gotchas on people that are worried about what they say, or they talk out of both sides of their mouth. Then you can easily get someone on a gotcha question. That's his answer to that question, 6 days a week and twice on Sunday. Like, he's always going to answer that way. He doesn't give a fuck what the fighters say, as long as they're not... I've never seen him actually doing it, but my guess would be as long as they're not actually seriously threatening someone's life or something. It would be basically like free speech absolutism. So as long as they're not going to break any crimes, or they're going to threaten someone's actual life with a gun or something like that. Other than that, it's pretty much free reign. Say whatever you want. People say shit about the sponsors. People do all kinds of stuff with the UFC. It doesn't affect the brand. The brand, everybody knows that watches the UFC, that is the fight game. It's rough, gruff. These are the toughest people on the planet, and they're going to say what they want to say. They're used to saying what they want to say. And I doubt many people challenge them, which you're going to run up to Sean Strickland and call him out for some of the things he said. Yeah, that one guy that found his driveway. If you ever saw that story back in the day, where it wasn't too long ago, where he was trying to hide from police or something, and he happened to go into Sean Strickland's property and tried to hide, and Strickland found him. Well, he found out the hard way what happens when you engage with someone like Sean Strickland. So good on Dana, man. I can't say enough about this guy. I love Dana White. He would be a great guy to work for. He's just, I feel like with a guy like him, where you stand. So there's not going to be a bunch of bullshit behind your back kind of shit. He's just going to say it straight to your face, and then you can deal with it. So I'm a big fan. All right. Well, that's it for that one. Okay. Well, we're at 31-minute mark, and you're still here, Joe. So I guess you don't have to leave, which is nice. But I keep fluctuating on viewers. I keep looking up, and there's a few viewers, and then they leave. People come in, take a look, and then they leave. So you're putting them off, Joe. It's you. It can't be me. Obviously, it's got to be you. So I blame you, bud. Just do better. That's all. Just if you could step up your game a little bit, that would help the show. Otherwise, I don't know. All right. Let's carry on. Okay. So I don't know if you've seen this video. I think it's going viral now. I don't know what viral is anymore, but I think it's going viral. Jerry Seinfeld. He gets he's doing one of these stupid little interviews I'm sure he loves doing with BuzzFeed, and he tries to get him. The BuzzFeed guy tries to get him with like a gotcha kind of question. It's so it's so gag. But yeah. So I'm gonna play this video here, and we'll just laugh about it. Here we go.
Talk to?
I have noticed that most of the guests are mostly white males of 22 episodes.
Yeah,
that
let's
had.
get into that.
No, but you
Take a look over here, Peter. What do you see? A lot of whiteys. What's going on here? Oh, this really pisses me off. But
Well,
go
no,
ahead.
no,
Really pisses me off. People think it's the census or something. I mean, this has got to represent the actual pie chart of America. Who cares? It's just funny. Funny is the world that I live in. You're funny,
Perfect.
I'm interested. You're not funny, I'm not interested.
Okay.
And I have no interest in gender or race or anything like that, but everyone else is kind of with their little calculating, is this the exact right mix?
Yeah.
I think that's, to me, it's anti-comedy.
didn't you say that you originally conceived of this?
Yeah. So I couldn't agree with him more. Obviously, I think that's just such a smart statement. I love that about Jerry Seinfeld. He doesn't seem to apologize for, his thoughts on things like that. He just says it. It's, it's so simple. It's such an easy sort of thing. Who gives a shit? If you're funny, great. If you're not funny, you're not funny. It used to be merit. Everything used to be merit, but now it's suddenly what? Now I've got to watch a shitty comedian because they fit in some kind of like diversity group. Fuck that. I'm gonna watch. If you line up 10 straight white males and they're all hilarious, and you line up 10 gay Hispanic females and they're not funny, well, I'm not gonna watch them. I'm gonna watch the 10 straight white males. So I don't know. What's funny though is some of my favorite comedians are black males. I'll be honest. There are only a few female comedians that I like. Some of them I find a little too crude, like Amy Schumer or something like that. They're always talking about her vagina and shit. That shtick gets old pretty quick. Nikki Glazer's funny. She does a little bit too much of that too sometimes, but she's just funny on the quip, which I like about her. There's a few others. I'm losing their names right now, but anyways, I like that he's not getting into this shit. And I mean, let's make a comment on this. How good does he look for his age? Jerry Seinfeld's like 67, 68. Doesn't look 67 or 68. Oh, I guess comedy's good for your longevity, I suppose. And another side note, I'm going to see this slick prick in May. I think it's May. I'm going to see him live, so I'm kind of excited about that. It's kind of it would be one of the things on my bucket list, just because I don't think he's going to be doing stand up. I can't see him doing stand up for more than the next few years or something. So I want to make sure I get to see him before it's too late. Yeah. You blackmail me. Yeah. I knew you were gonna say it. When I said blackmail, I thought about that. Thought about the word blackmail. Yeah. This was just a perfect dissection of a bullshit gotcha question. Good on Jerry Seinfeld. Just makes me like him more. Even though I don't think that was possible. All right. Okay. Well, we're just a blasting through. I only got 2 left here. Wait, 2? Yeah, 2. 2 little segments left to talk about here. What do you got a question mark for? Yeah. So, yeah, they try and do that with everybody, right? They're trying to race bait everybody. It's like, let's see where you stand. Oh, wait, you don't stand with us? You're against us? If you're not with DEI, you're against us. No. How about you just don't give a shit? I don't give a shit. I'm as racist to white people as I am to any other race. Fuck y'all. I think we're all stupid. I don't even know what you'd call it. I'm just like against stupid people and just stupid humans in general. So I don't give a shit what color you are, what sex you are, what sex you aren't. I don't care. Like, if you're stupid, you're stupid. So DEI doesn't mean anything to me. It's just give me the best person for the job. I don't care if they're, or even if it isn't a person, give me the best dog for the job. I don't care. Whatever. All right, let me get on the next thing. This the Shift movie. All right, let's talk about this. So Angel Studios, you may know them from such other hits as The Sound of Freedom, and now they have this new movie called The Shift. This one I actually caught by accident. I saw a small clip of it on Facebook, and it just got me. It was good. Just the clip of the movie was really interesting, so I was really keen on seeing it. And then I found it was an Angel Studios, and I thought, oh, cool. But I'm going to play this first. I'm going to play this this trailer, just a part of the trailer here, and you'll see what I'm talking about as far as the hook on this movie. But here we go.
And then he arrived.
Where's my wife? I shifted her.
Oh.
For every choice you make, there are countless other realities where you make a different choice.
You're talking about parallel Earths.
Imagine having the power to move people from one reality to the next, to shift them.
What do you want with me?
I can make you a king. Imagine everything you have ever wanted. Work for me and get back with the woman that you love.
Okay, we go on a date and maybe we kiss.
Hopefully.
He's not gonna shift you back to your wife. It's a trick.
If I choose you, that's the last choice I'm ever gonna make.
I will never leave you alone.
I've seen a bunch of people like us out there looking for a little hope.
All right, it's good enough. If you want to see the full trailer, go ahead and take a look. I don't want to get any copyright strikes or anything like that, which I might anyway. Probably let too much play, but it is. It's really good. I saw it. It's very interesting. It is obviously so. If you've watched the first of the movies from Angel Studios, you'll know that they're religious, essentially. I guess they're in the religious sphere. The movies kind of they take a bit of that into it. Jim Caviezel was the actor in Sounds of Freedom, who was the guy who played Jesus in Passion of the Christ. So obviously, he's a devout Christian, which good on him. But the point on that is, I like that there's that angle. I like that they've put the religion into the movie. without making it like without force feeding it down your throat. Like you're not going, oh, this is a completely religious movie. It's got this cool, I don't want to blow it for you, but you probably already know if it's religion. I'm not going to say it, but if you've sussed it out, well, great. Put it in the comments that you've sussed it out as far as what the whole movie is about, essentially. But you can see that he talks about shifting the main actor and such. But I highly recommend it. Go take a look at this film. It's good. And then they do that thing where they what do you call it? The pay it forward. The pay it forward thing. So they did that with Sound of Freedom, where at the end of the movie they say if you would like to buy a ticket essentially for someone else to see the movie, it would be a good way to a charitable sort of thing. But it also markets the movie, right? So it's really kind of ingenious. You're playing on people's that giving spirit of people. They want to actually help someone else out. So really good. Anyways, go check this movie out. Let me know what you think in the comments, especially when you see this video clip over the week. Let me know there. And I think I can't recommend it enough. All right. Joe, you've left me, bud. You left me with a question mark and then you just left. Why'd you leave me, man? All right. Anyways, I'm going to guess you had to go to work or something. Okay, let me get on to the last thing. We're at 42 minutes. Holy shit, I'm just plugging through. All right. Okay, so people are doing bizarre stuff to become or stay relevant on the internet. It's really they're pushing the envelope further and further, and it's really getting quite absurd. And I don't even know if it's shocking anymore. People don't seem to be shocked by anything anymore. So it's kind of like, ooh, you're just gonna keep going, I guess. Where do you end? Where do you stop? You do something that's shocks you one day, and then it's no longer has the effect. Kind of like porn, right? People get into porn addiction stuff, and you're watching like some weird shit, and it gets your crank going, and then that no longer gets your crank going. So you got to step it up a notch. You got to step it up a notch. You got to step it up a notch. Where's the notch end, right? There's only so many notches, or is there? There might not be. Yeah, I see it, Joey. You didn't leave. Thanks, buddy. But here, let me read this article here. This is by Cracked. I don't think I've ever read an article by these guys, but 12 bizarre things people did just to make social media content. Okay, so I'm not going to read the article. I'm just going to go through the 12 things that they've got here. So here it is, making a homeless guy eat toothpaste. So YouTuber Reset, never heard of, who has millions of followers, faced charges in Spain because of a video he posted where he made a homeless person eat Oreos filled with toothpaste. That's awesome. If you're smart enough to know, toothpaste is poison. You don't eat it. If you eat some of it, you already know it's not good. It's disgusting. It's just for cleaning your damn teeth. But this asshole decided to make a homeless guy eat it for clicks. You piece of shit. Number 11. Oh, this one's weird. This one I hated. So making somebody fall on their head. The Skullbreaker challenge on TikTok has been causing serious head injuries to kids all over the world. It involves two people tricking someone into jumping up, and then they pull their feet out from under the jumper, making them fall. Yeah, that's awesome. That's smart. Reminds me of when I was going to school back in the day. I won't tell you what the day. But by telling you this, you might get it. They used to do this thing here, or this right here. I don't know if you've seen that. This or this. This was a punch. This was 10 punches. I can't remember what it was. And then if you this and you did that to somebody, you got to punch them. It was a stupid game that people were doing. I never partaked in because I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. And I was always, I don't know, I never went into those kinds of things. But I remember a guy I went to school with, his arm was just black and blue from like here to there. Just, I mean, it was gross. It was so bruised. And he was just, he just wouldn't give up this game. And the guys were all doing this shit. And I told him, don't, you punch me, I'm going to punch you back. And I remember one time he punched me and I just, boom, I hammered him in the arm and his bruised arm. He reacted. I said, don't fucking punch me. I'm not going to play your game. That's this bullshit. If some kid had done this to me in school, I probably would have got up if I could, and I would have headbutted him. Like, this is stupid. Teach your kids to stop doing this kind of bullshit for clicks and likes and whatever. Number 10, having their girlfriend shoot them through a book. Oh, yeah, this one was fun. 2 YouTubers tried a stunt in 2017 that ended in tragedy. Mona Lisa Perez, who was 19 at the time, shot her boyfriend, Pedro Ruiz, with a gun. Ruiz thought a thick book would protect him, but it didn't, and he was killed. Maybe just try shooting through the book first. If it goes through, I don't know. Maybe just a test, but whatever. You're an idiot. This is natural selection at its finest. Number 9, crashing a plane. I heard about this one. Trevor Jacob, a YouTuber, admitted to deliberately crashing his plane in a national forest in California in 2021 in order to get more views and land a sponsorship. Well, that just got you a crash plane. I don't know actually how it worked out for him. Maybe it did work out for him. Prank gone wrong. Cementing your head inside a microwave. This is a good one. 2017. 2017 was a bad year for this, I guess. 5 firefighters spent an hour trying to help a YouTuber who had gotten himself stuck in a microwave. He had put a plastic bag over his head into the microwave, and then filled the microwave with bags of cement. Brilliant. Sushi pranksters apprehended. This is disgusting. Spitting on people's food. Spit on my food, and I'm going to fuck you up. I hate... Ugh. March 2021. Oh, that's a good time to do it, too. Right in the middle of the pandemic. 3 people were taken into custody in Japan for playing gross pranks in sushi restaurants. They were doing things like licking soy sauce bottles and spitting on sushi dishes and posting videos of it. Well, you're an idiot. Choking for fun. This one's great, too. 2021, 2 young girls died after taking part in the Blackout Challenge on TikTok. This challenge involves users trying to choke themselves until they passed out. Nice. Putting a bucket on a stranger's head. Oh, I've seen the videos of this. This is dumb. March 2023, a woman from Tustin, California was taken to the hospital after someone pulled a prank on her at Target. They put a bucket over her head as part of a joke that's popular on TikTok, and she passed out. Well, that's weird. How did she pass out? Would she get her head stuck in the bucket? That's kind of bizarre, but all right. Making a fake bomb threat. This is never going to go down good for you. Idiots. Air Bandy, a YouTube prankster, was taken into custody after he streamed a pretend bomb threat at the University of Washington in Seattle. Well, good on you, retard. Twin brothers pretending to be bank robbers. Alan and Alex Strokes. He has my name, damn it. 2 twin brothers who were really popular on TikTok and YouTube got in trouble for pretending to rob 2 banks in Irvine, California. Caught with cameras and drones. Trying to storm Area 51. I heard about this one too. September 2019. 2 Dutch YouTubers were arrested for attempting to break into Area 51 in Nevada, a top secret military base. They were caught with cameras and drones in their car, and they said they didn't realize what they were doing. Sure, you didn't. Yeah. And this one here, this is dumb. I don't know what this is. One. Pretending to throw acid in people's faces. Ariel Mozala, a YouTuber, has caused a lot of anger by making videos where he throws water in people's faces as a prank. The UK has one of the highest rates of acid attacks in the world, and that kind of thing just doesn't seem so harmless. All right. Well, that's kind of... that one's whatever. It's dumb. If somebody threw water in my face, just going to get a punch in their face. So I don't understand this whole pranking somebody when they're not party to the prank. If somebody pranks me in public, you better hope your prank was like harmless and funny and not in some way you throw water on me, you're going to get a punch. Somebody's going to have to pull me off you because you're now going to be filled with blood. So anyways, and then this one, this NPC thing. So you're probably aware of this thing that's been going on for a little while now. I don't know if it's the better part of a year anyway, where they're pretending to be NPCs. I was going to try and find a video, but let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can find one here. No, I think maybe this one. I couldn't find one that actually showed it very well. Forget it. Anyways, go check this out. This is people that are actually, people will put like food on the thing. I guess they tip to be able to do it. And then they put food on the screen, like say an ice cream or something like that. And the person that's doing the live stream has to act like an NPC and they'll be like, ice cream, yeah, and eat it, whatever. It's just this weird puppetry that's going on where, I can put a coin in the machine and get you to dance, monkey. It's stupid. It's just, have some dignity. I don't understand this absolute need to just sell your soul to be popular on the internet. Excuse me. I mean, okay. I can't say that I wouldn't do certain things. I'd make a jackass of myself. I have zero problem with making a jackass of myself. I'm doing it right now. I would say a lot of things to be, to have a video go viral or something, but I wouldn't sell my soul or just, I don't know. If you told me right now, if you said, hey, if you wear pantyhose and thongs and walk around singing nursery rhymes on camera and you post it, it's going to go viral. Well, I'm not going to do it. Just straight up, I'm not going to do it. Don't test me on this. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I just won't. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm most likely not going to do it. Now, if you told me I was going to get 100 million views and maybe a couple $1,000,000, I'm probably going to do it. I'm like 100% I'm going to do it. Like, I'm going to go buy the stuff necessary to do it right now, in fact. But otherwise, no, I'm not going to do it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there you got it. You've seen these. See? Oh, you're dirty. You're dirty, Joe. You're a dirty birdie. You've been watching this shit. Ice cream's so good. Crunchy corn. Yum. Yeah. It's so stupid. Oh my God. But go into a dive online and find all the stupid shit people are doing. Just make you cringe. You just got to kind of look up cringe videos and you'll see a whole treasure trove of, yeah. Listen, if somebody told me straight up right now, I'll stop the suspense. If somebody told me right now that I could do something stupid and it was going to equate to, a couple $1,000,000 somehow through whatever, I'll do it. There's not a lot of things. There's not a lot of things I wouldn't do. I mean, as far as embarrassment wise, for that kind of money, whatever. And I just justify it. I would just say, yeah, I did it for the money, whatever. No, I'm doing it because I'm like, if you see some of these people, reports are they're making like $5,000-$7,000 a day doing that. What is that? Let's do the math on that. Let's say $5,000 a day, $150,000 a month. This $2 million of $1.8 million a year. Yeah. Okay. I guess ice cream's so good. I'll do it. Ice cream's so good. Whatever you want. This is what I'm saying. I'm backtracking on everything I just said. I'm going to sell myself out. I'll do anything you want me to do for that kind of money. I'm just kidding. Or maybe I'm not. I don't know. All right. Anyways, that's it. 53 minutes. Keep it under an hour. I got other things to do, I got some invoicing to do. I got some other stuff to do. I got some real world stuff to do. And then I want to get to Baldur's Gate. Listen, I've been playing Baldur's Gate for the last, week and, about a week or so. I just got to say it right now. Fuck you, Randy. That's my buddy who got me into this stupid game. And because it's a time stealer. So I'm going to go get my time stolen from that. Thanks for being with me, Joe. Thanks for everybody else that was in and out. I kept seeing viewers going up, down. So people were coming in, checking it out, leaving. I guess I wasn't wearing the pantyhose and they didn't want to see it. And, I agree. And now I'd play Baldur's Gate for the other time. That's what I would do. So if you are watching or you were watching, and you are not a subscriber and you like the channel, only if you like the channel. If you don't like the channel, just subscribe anyway. Anyways, subscribe to the channel. If you do like it, you want to share it with your friends, share it with people, share it with anybody. I don't care. Share it with everybody. Let's get me millions of subscribers, and then you can make me dance monkey. I'll do different things. I'll put pantyhose on and shit. Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. I'll do what I have to do. For fame, I'll do whatever I need to do. Hit the like, do all that kind of stuff. Look for the videos. Look for the segments that I talked about in in videos each day at 5 o'clock. I drop them. Like, share, comment on those, all that kind of stuff. The engagement helps the videos along. I know sometimes I do it. I'm guilty of it. I'll watch a video and I don't like it. A lot of times I'll go back and hit the like just to support the video, or I'll throw a comment. I'll say good content, that kind of stuff. And that because that kind of shit helps. Here, by the way, this is a kind of a little thing I might start doing. Check the shelf out. What's new on the shelf? Do you see what's new on the shelf? I'll give you a second. Pick out what's new on the shelf. What is it? Oh, what's new? What's new? And gone. Well, too late. So now I'm just going to start putting my new shit on the shelf. And we started on show 100, and now I'm just going to carry it on. This will be the kind of recurring thing until I get sick of it. And, and that's it. No, I'm not. You know why I'm not giving anything away for show 100? Because it's just you and me, buddy. You can ask me for something. I'll probably just give you something. Just because you're the only one with me, Joe. Other than you, nobody else is taking the time to comment, so they don't get anything. But you, buddy, you got my ear. You need something. You let me know. I'm not going to forget about you. I'm not going to forget about you when this thing blows up and it gets huge, okay? You're with me. That's it. All right, let's end it on that. Thanks for watching, if you did. If you didn't, well, whatever. But I'll see you next week. Same time, 7 o'clock next Monday. Boom, boom, boom. What is that, the 29th, I guess? I'll see you then. Thanks again, Joe. We'll see you next Monday. Until then, take care,